Sean Gibbs, driver of the 13 Mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tiffany Peters, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing. Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
What are we going to talk about?
Talk about what happened on the racing this weekend.
Jeff Gordon.
His 85th?
85th.
That's some biatch.
Biaggi. I'd like to go back up
I'd
there.
like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing.
You forgot something.
Oh, you want a little light on this subject here?
Well,
I'll tell
you know, look how dark we are.
Well, I was trying to make everybody think y'all got some tan. You know?
I wish.
You know, drivers, they never get out and get any tan. What?
We're digitized.
Don't worry about it. It's alright.
Okay.
That's what it's always been.
All right.
Okay. I ain't gonna argue with you. What are we were just talking about? What are we gonna talk about? We got Jason Jarrett at 7:15.
Right.
Thomas Stinson 7:30.
Jason.
Give or take.
Not Justin Jarrett.
Is it Jason? You told me Justin.
I said Jason.
Jason Jarrett.
I said
JJ.
Joe Jarrett's son.
Exactly.
And Jason used to race.
He sure
Yes,
did.
I think he raced all the way up in the
He spots for somebody on the Cup Series. I forgot who. And he doesn't he do PR for his father?
Yep.
Dale.
Sure does.
And they've got a racing school too, I believe.
Yes,
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Jason. Yeah, he did. He raced up to Nationwide. He ran trucks.
Was
Yeah.
the Band-Aid car or something like that?
Something like that. We'll get the get-go from him
Yeah,
on that.
we'll get the gist on that.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon got his 85th?
85th, it's a
win.
big deal. I really want to talk about that and compare that to Derek Jeter. In the hoopla that the mainstream media made over Derek Jeter having 3,000 hits and being like 23rd all time, Jeff Gordon gets his 85th
And he's third.
and he's third all time, and it's exactly 5 times harder to do what Jeff did than what it is Jeter did. But the mainstream media has yet to really acknowledge it, and I just want to talk about that for a minute.
Well,
Both are very big deals, but Gordon has to put sponsorship together. Jeter doesn't.
He just got swinging the ball.
There's a
Well,
lot
yeah,
of comparable things there.
there's a lot of variables behind
Right.
that whole thing.
Right.
But you're looking right now. He's right behind Richard Petty and
David
Bobby
Pearson.
Allison. David Pearson. That's right.
Right.
David Pearson
I'm
and
gonna
David
take-
Pearson's 105.
Right.
He's got to get 20 more wins.
15. He's got to get 20 more wins.
20 more wins
I don't think.
Tie him.
to
to
tie
tie
him.
21 to go, take second.
So how long would Jeff run? He's 40. I think he'll run until he's 45, 46.
He's 30.
He just turned 40.
Yeah, just turned 40. So yeah.
So if he wins 2 races a year, let's just say he wins 2 races a year, as competitive as it is, for the next 5 years, that's 10 races.
That's
Yeah,
10
10
races. 10
Yeah.
years.
10
Yeah.
years.
Now, if he gets on a tear, if he wins 3 more races this year, and it's possible he could do it.
And I got thinking about this the other day. I think Kyle Busch is the only one that can beat 13 years straight, winning
Right.
a race every year.
Right.
And who holds that?
Ready.
No, Richard Petty does not hold that.
Who holds that?
Come on.
Snap, snap.
No, you of all people should know this.
Mark Martin.
Nope.
Darrell Waltrip. Rusty Wallace.
He's a
Tony
Virginia
Stewart.
native. I'm gonna let y'all stew
Oh,
on that
Jeff
one.
Burton?
Nope.
No, I ain't Jeff.
No. Ricky Rudd.
Ricky Rudd. I think it's 13 or 14
Yeah.
years straight.
Right.
He won a race every
Right.
year.
He won Martinsville one year, and it was like the end of the season.
It was the end of the season, and
It
I
was
think
the Iron. That's when he did that whole thing.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, that's great. That's good trivia. So yeah, I think there's a lot to talk about. This whole 85 wins, like Gordon or not, it's 85 wins. It's 85 wins, and he's done it with how many crew chiefs?
2, 3.
3 crew chiefs. 4.
Ray Evernham, Robbie Loomis,
Robbie Loomis, and there's another guy in there.
He changed the
and then the last 2, 4. Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So I mean, I think
We
you.
all got a little trivia
right.
hidden away.
4. Yeah. it was
and
4.
and also in the most competitive era of motorsports, and he won how many races? The era of Earnhardt. So there's a lot of things you got to look at here. Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt. You know, granted Dale was on the backswing of his career, but Dale was still Dale.
Dale was still strong.
He was still strong at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so
You know, everybody says woulda, shoulda, coulda. Would have Dale won another championship?
maybe.
I think the possibility is strong. Would he won more races? Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. And
That would put him into the hunt for another championship easily.
it would have put him in the
Right.
hunt. But would he won it? Who knows? You know.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows-
you
who
never
knows
know
what
about those
NASCAR
things.
would have done. They would have probably changed the rules again some other way. You know?
Sure. Well, you go back and look at Jeff Gordon, and when they changed to the chase,
When they changed it to
but
chase,
he had if
he
they didn't
would have
change
won.
3 more championships.
Yeah.
He had them won. They were
But-
won.
Yep.
But that's
If
what
you
you
go by
could
the
have.
points and all
Right.
that, yeah.
That's what you could have, would have. So what? But it
I
is what
still
it
like
is.
mine.
Right.
Well,
Give them a point for every lap they lead. Let's see who goes out there and tries to lead laps.
Right. Now let's go back and think about this whole thing with Clint Boyer and Juan Pablo Montoya. Now they were messing around with each other for 20 laps before that. So where do you end up on that? Does Clint trying to get into the chase? Does he push it too hard? Should he have waited a lap? Did his emotions get away from him? And the point to that is, do you deserve to be in the chase if you can't control your emotions?
D, all the above.
Exactly. You know, and I'm a Clint Boyer fan, by the way.
By the way, and
hey, I like them
They're
both.
always gonna
Actually.
I like them both.
there's always going to be the possibility of something that's going to happen, and you're not going to control your emotions at the
Exactly.
time.
Exactly.
There is nobody that can say, I can 100% guarantee I'd never blow up at another driver. Unless he's dead.
Well,
We don't want to go that route.
there's but you really got to learn. I think Clint Boyer did control his emotions.
Yeah.
And I think Montoya's controlled his emotions. I think most drivers do. It's when you get a Jeff Burton and a Jeff Gordon moment
Right.
is when you see them really lose control.
Right. Exactly.
So did Clint Boyer control his emotions? Yeah, to a certain extent, he sure did.
Oh, to the certain extent. Okay,
But
now we're doing
was it called
Here's
for?
me.
Probably not. He probably could have should have kept his mouth shut. But what's it doing?
Right.
generating
It's generating. They're talking about him.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so you got to keep that in mind
it's
too.
just like I said, whether it's good or bad news, it's still news.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
publicity, you know,
Right.
and then that's that's going to be on Race Hub and all the NASCAR
Absolutely.
and NASCAR.com and all that. It's going to be on it all week.
Absolutely.
So he's doing what he needs to do to get his name out there for his sponsors,
Yeah.
for everything.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great TV.
I thought it was great TV, too.
Added a spark to the broadcast.
What was it? Whose fault was the wreck? It was a give and take situation,
Exactly.
and they're both buying to get into the chase.
Exactly.
So
It
I
was
think they're
fast.
both. Well, no, Clint Boyer, I think he's got to finish.
He's got to win and finished X amount of spots. Other people got to finish way back. So it's kind of a long
9th
shot.
and 10th are pretty good distance off 11th and 12th.
Right.
Yeah,
So Tony's got some breathing room.
Yeah.
Junior's got some breathing room. In fact, Tony and Junior are 2 points apart.
I think it's locked. I think it's set
they're
now.
locked in. Yeah,
No,
He's not locked, but I think the top 12 as per
Is going to be.
I think that's it because it's got to be some big
Tony
mistakes
said the
made.
11th person is 23 points, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So he has not got a definite end, neither is
No.
Junior, because that's only 25 points for Junior, and you got 43 and 1.
It'll be big,
Yep.
big drama on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it will.
absolutely.
If Tony gets in a wreck, you're going to see people scrambling.
Oh my God, yes. It'd be like a Benny Parson moment. Yeah.
I would almost guarantee that since Junior and Stewart are kind of linked together through Hendricks,
Not kinda, they are.
I would almost guarantee there is an extra rig there with each where they've
Bam.
got two
Exactly.
cars in it.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm guaranteed they got extra
So they're
cars.
gonna have three spare cars there.
But
You know,
if they crash doing the race,
they're gonna have every crash cart there is.
oh yeah,
and
they'll have
every
a,
crew member
they'll
that
have
they
a
can
big
get.
freaking
That's
crash
true.
cart.
That's
It
true.
will.
But the thing
know.
is, you got to have enough people drop out.
Yeah.
Do you ride or do you look for that top 10 or do you go for the win? You know, that's going to be. It's good. There's going to be a lot of strategy.
Right.
It's going to depend on how the car performs this weekend.
It's going to be straight. Yep, that's going to be
Qualifying,
strategy.
qualifying.
I guarantee they're going to have their best pieces there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's
Guaranteed.
I think it's going to be cool. Going to be fired up to do it. Absolutely. I got to tell you something. I think I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta because they can qualify at extreme speed, but they have to race on a slick racetrack, and I like that.
It's flat wore out.
And I wish the other mile and a half were kind of like that because you can actually race when it's like that.
It's rough.
Right.
Our buddy from Wiley will be calling us in tonight.
Alan?
Yes.
Wow. Go, Alan. But yeah, I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta because you slide around.
No, I didn't.
It's cool.
I didn't ask Robert if it's okay to say anything about what happened yesterday.
Well, the cat's going to be out of the bag.
Yeah, it'd be
What,
out of
his
Start
crew chief?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was on Hub
We are
last
journalists.
Oh, okay.
night that he is no longer with the number 23
Okay.
R3 Motorsports. I seen it.
Right.
Cat's out of the bag.
Oh,
Cat's
he
out of the bag.
texted me about it. And 'cause
Yeah, cat's out of the bag. It was on the Hub last
we
night.
offered Terry services.
Yeah. I told him I knew about torsional flex.
Ooh.
That might not help his situation.
That's what I'm thinking.
But
Well, we can
I
stiffen
know
that puppy
exactly
up.
what you're talking about.
Exactly. It's all good. Anyway. Yeah, I thought the race in Atlanta, it's just too bad it got rained out on Sunday and Monday because it would really made a great TV show.
It would have. I understood why they went to Tuesday.
Sure.
We're going to rearrange here a little bit.
Okay. Absolutely.
And I understand because of the rain, that's why they went there.
Right. Right.
But I know a lot of fans were disappointed
Right.
because they didn't get to see it. And if you DVR'd it,
Exactly.
it went over 4 hours.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
you missed the last 30 laps
Which
because
Were the most
Ryan DVR'd
compelling.
it.
Right. They were compelling. I mean, honestly.
And that was the best part of it.
It was a good run.
But with the
It
red
was.
flags that they had and everything, it went like 4.5 hours.
Wow.
That's what I like about my DVR. I don't know for races and stuff. They're long ones. I just tell it to start, and when it ends, it ends.
Oh, really?
We did that, but it'll only do it for so long. It's
What's
Cox.
yours? Mine's not a Cox one. I got a phone with an 80 gig hard drive in there, so I can record up to 12
Oh, you can
hours.
record it on the yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, longer than that.
but
Cool.
But. Okay, so yeah, we can let out the bag. Robert Richardson's crew chief. He
Right.
he's left.
So what other kind of trivia is going on in the garage area? There's been some other movement in there
Well,
with
it's
crew
at
chiefs
this time
and
of the year. I haven't
engineers.
heard of any driver changes yet.
No.
Let's see. Junior signed up for his
5 years.
his
He's 5 years to
Yeah.
2017.
Warriors-
Martin is talking about going to
He'll be driving
Tony Stewart.
the Cup car when Danica's not in it.
not in.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's not going to be a full schedule for Mark, and it's not going to be. She's
Full
only going to do like 7, I think.
7 or 8 races.
Right.
Yep. And then Mark's going to drive the rest of them.
Yep.
Which is actually perfect.
And since GoDaddy does sponsor both of them, it works out fine.
Sure.
Now,
Clint
who's
Boyer.
gonna,
Clint Boyer is the domino now.
so do you think Clint's going to be running for
No,
Hendrick?
I think Clint Boyer's going to Richard Petty Motorsports.
Who's going to fill the hole at Hendrick?
Well, Casey Kane.
Casey Kane. Well, that's already been established.
Yeah, the 4 drivers would be Junior, Jeff, Casey, and Jimmy.
Yep.
It would be that's a great.
And
That's kind of
great.
cool. That's a great. That's going.
No, this is not from Jason Jarrett. I know what his voice sounds like. He's higher voice. Hang on a second. We'll transfer you over.
We got him.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Is that Jason? Is that Jason?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, right on time, man.
I love it
Mr.
when they're
Punctual.
right on time, you know?
Mr. Punctual. Jason Jarrett, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I thought I was going to be a little bit late. My little guy just woke up from a nap
Oh.
when I was supposed to call you, so I had to get him situated with some pizza right quick.
All right. Well, you hit it just right on the mark. You couldn't have done it any better. Jason Jarrett, tell us a little bit about you. I mean, we know who you are, but tell our fans out there who you are.
Well, I mean, been around racing, as you can guess, pretty much all my life, with Ned Jarrett and Bill Jarrett being my grandfather and my father, and so probably when I was about, I don't know, 15 or 16, whenever I got interested in driving on the street or getting my license to drive, I became interested in racing, like a lot of kids do, probably a little bit later than what kids do now, but ever since then I tried a little bit of everything. I tried driving for about 10 years, and now for about the last 10 years I've been, or maybe 6 or 7 years, I've been a spotter and worked on some hospitality stuff this year. Just kind of done a little bit of whatever I could to make a living in the sport.
Who you been spotting for this year?
This year I've been with this year and last year I've been with Germain Racing. Which
Okay.
last year started out with Max Pappas in the Geico Cup car, and then they replaced Max in the Cup car with Casey Mears. So I really enjoyed working with both of those drivers, and fortunately, the way it worked out, Geico decided to sponsor Max in the Camping World Truck Series this year, and also
right.
stay with Casey in the Cup Series. So I'm still working with those 2 guys this year through Germain Racing, and I have a lot of fun doing the spotting thing. It's not the same as driving, but I'm not one of those angry ex-drivers that takes it against the whole world that he's not driving anymore.
And being a spotter, and we've had this conversation before with some other spotters, it's almost like you're in the car.
Yeah, especially now. It's obviously different than being in the car. But I tell you what, the amount of information that the drivers want now, compared to the first couple of drivers that I spotted for, it's unbelievable how that much information is being put across the radio frequencies now. And I like that part of it, because I was always wanting to know as much as possible from my spotter. I was never one of those guys that liked a lot of dead air or liked it to be quiet on my radio. I wanted someone saying something to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Casey and Max are probably medium in that range. They like useful information, and that's what I try to get them.
Spotting for Max Pappas, and I'm going to bring this up because he's Brazilian, if I remember correctly. How is it spotting for him? And every driver does it, but when he gets upset with something, can you understand what he says?
Probably more so after 2 years of than originally. Like, I'm sure originally my Hickory, North Carolina accent and his Italian, he's actually from Italy, so he speaks Italian, and he also speaks Portuguese because his wife is Brazilian.
Right.
So
his
he's a
wife is
well-read
Emerson
guy,
Fittipaldi's daughter.
Sure, we I'm sure we understand each other a lot more now than we did 2 years ago, but it's a lot of fun. He doesn't get overly excited too often, although the last couple races have really tested his patience.
And he's come quite a ways since when he first came into this sport, into NASCAR. He's come quite a ways, hasn't he?
I agree a lot. I think a lot of people don't know how much that guy has done in racing.
Right.
Max has done almost every form of motorsports and been successful at every form of motorsports he's ever tried.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think the stock car stuff has it kind of limits everyone to the people around you and the type of equipment you're in, and I think he was really on his way to learning a lot last year and becoming better every week. And for some reason this year in the middle of the summer, it's kind of stalled out, and I really don't think it's not something that you can just pinpoint out of the blue. That I think it's just a lot of little things that need to be put together for Max to get back on that the way he was learning last year and become successful. Because I really think he can do it. Just hit a roadblock in the last couple of races this year.
It seems like the mile and a halves have been really good to him. It seems like that's where he kind of runs really well.
Yeah, he does run good on the mile and a half. He runs good at Daytona and Talladega. So I felt like he did a real good job at Daytona this year. I don't think you have to worry about. The type of track that he runs well on, because he's used to running on the mile and a half and running it with a lot of speed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been. I think the short tracks have been his biggest learning curve, but at the same time, I think he really catches on quick, and I think to help him be more consistent and get better every week, there's just a few little things that need to be put together, and he'll be right there with the top 10 truck guys. I don't think people understand also how tough that truck series is.
Right.
They have a few, they have 7 or 8 starting part teams, but the 20 teams that run every race for the entire season, I mean, those guys from first to 20th are so hard to pass, and they know how to use. They've been around the truck series so long that they really know how to use that momentum that you need in trucks. And maybe the truck series might be harder to learn than where Max was last year. I don't know.
It seems like it, and that's one of the series where you got to really get up on that wheel and you got to drive them trucks.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I really thought Max might have won a race so far this year.
Right. Yeah.
But after spotting the entire year for him, some of the stuff is just lack of experience, for lack of a better term. I mean, he just doesn't have the experience some of those guys do, and it's I know Nelson Piquet has done a good job in his truck, but I think you also see that he's learning by doing some things right, and he's learning by doing some things wrong in the trucks, and I think the trucks really bring that out in new people trying to make it in stock cars.
They say that if you want to move up, that's the place to go is trucks now.
Yeah, I think it teaches you a lot about having momentum and using the draft. Almost all of the mile and a half really have to use the draft down the straightaways and just keep that momentum up, keep the engine wound up, and learn how to pass guys. It's a tough series to pass in. I think you might be right about the next guys you see in Cup might come from the series.
Yeah.
The trucks.
Brad Sweet.
Yeah, Brad Sweet's
Brad Sweet.
Run a couple and
what's the guy? Busher, James Busher. Right.
But look who's come out from under it. Carl Edwards,
Biffle.
Kyle Busch,
Biffle.
Biffle won a championship. Travis Quapple, although he hasn't done much, came out of the trucks.
Exactly.
You know, Hornaday has been just a mainstay in it. I mean, it's an awesome series. It really is. It's more fun to go watch a truck race than it is a cup race. Sorry, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exciting, and I think those names you just named are the great testament to how tough the truck series is, and how you can use that series for a stepping stone to the Cup series. I mean, Kyle Busch still runs it, so I know he does it for fun a lot of times, or just because he has a sponsor and his own team. But I think at the same time, those type of guys like Kyle Busch wants to learn something every time he sits in a Nationwide car or a Cup car, and I think that's another reason he does it. He just learns some type of technique that he can use in every type of racing, and I feel like that's why Harvick and Boyer and all of those guys use it at some point. Although I know they have fun doing it as well.
But they still do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that I can't think of his name, but the kid that's been in the 60 truck this year, I think he's done
Brad Sweet.
a great job.
Is it Brad Sweet in the 60?
Yeah, in the Red Bull.
I think it's Cole Witt.
Cole Witt.
Cole Witt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cole Witt. Exactly. Yeah, he's awesome. He's going to be a star.
He's done a really good job in safety conscience equipment, and obviously has some backing from Red Bull.
Yeah.
I think you can see Cole learning something every week as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you also said you're helping out Casey Mears, and I really enjoy Casey. I think he's a great driver, and I think he's got some wins underneath of him still to come up. And you just talked about Max Pappas. Who else do you see kind of shining, kind of a shining star here in the next future? And we just talked about Cole Witt and Brad Sweet. Mm-hmm. Who else are some unnames that are coming up?
Well, I mean, just to step back to Casey for a minute, I think Casey Mears is better than people maybe giving credit for in the last couple of years. And I know he went from the Hendrick ride to Childress ride, and now he's with Germain. I really think that he can continue to help Germain improve their program, because the guy really is intelligent about what the car needs to go fast, and he knows how to go fast qualifying. He knows how to go fast with cars around him, and I think his type of experience can help bring a team like Germain Racing, maybe up another level, and also with the experience that Booty Barker has with crew chief. So I have to brag on those guys a little bit, because they don't get in the news every week, but they work just as hard as the team out there, which I know sounds like a cliche, but they really do work hard, and I think they deserve a little bit more credit than what they get.
I'll be honest with you, when they're scrolling through the lineups and the leaderboards and all that, I'm looking to see where Casey is every time.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I hope a lot of people do that, because I think in today's fast-paced, everybody wants all the information all at once through social networking and all of that. I think sometimes we say we see a bad race or something like that, when I think today's fan needs to be a little bit more concentrated and like, I mean, if you would have been at the Atlanta Motor Speedway yesterday and seen just how many cars Tony Stewart was passing, it may not have been a great race at every position all the way through the field, but first and second was battling for the win, and Tony Stewart was coming from 11th to 3rd.
Yep.
About, 10 or 12 laps. It was unbelievable. I think the fans need to get a little bit more concentrated and pay attention to more situations within one race.
I agree.
I agree. And a lot of fans, you watch it on TV all the time, and I've talked to them people. Well, it's okay on TV, and every now and then you get to see a good wreck or something. And I always tell them, go see a race
in person,
live.
Right.
It's like
Right.
Terry and I have talked about the World of Outlaws.
Right.
They're 10 times better live than on TV.
Any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Right.
And NASCAR's a lot like that too.
Right.
I agree. TV can only do so much for every sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of the TV networks are doing a good job adding some of the stuff that the fans ask for. But if you would have been at that race yesterday, you would still be talking about a couple of those battles that they saw 3/4 of the way through the race on to the end.
Yeah.
And also something else that you really don't get the sense of on TV like you do when you're there is just like the build-up. Like there's always that one little so-called boring segment throughout the race.
Sure.
Have a green flag to stop.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the crew chief and the drivers can save that momentum all the way until that last 50 or 60 lap run.
Right.
And it just seems like everything speeds up at the end of those races. From a spotter's standpoint, I mean, I always feel like things are moving 100 miles an hour faster than they were at the start of the race.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we only got a few more minutes, and I know you got to get going too. You got your boy to take care of. I know you're talking about it. How's your dad? How's your grandpa? We haven't heard a lot from them. How's everything going with them?
My dad and grandfather are doing great. They both have been staying pretty busy, especially with earlier in the year. My grandfather was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and he had a lot going on with that. His health has been good, and he actually went to Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, and because David Reagan ran a paint scheme with his old, I believe it was from 1965.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It looked,
it was.
And so I think that kind of re-energized my grandfather, and it was good to see him at the racetrack again. Although I think he enjoys more, just hanging out, playing golf with his buddies, and care of my grandmother. And my dad, he just stays busy with everything.
Sure.
He's got the ESPN, ABC stuff going on. And he's got some other businesses that like Bill Jarrett Ford and the Bill Jarrett Racing Adventure that he pays close attention to during the week. And so I try to keep his schedule as organized as possible for him.
Are we going to see a third generation commentator come out of the Jarretts? Or are we going to see Jason behind the microphone?
Well, I mean, that's I would never say that I wouldn't want to do that. That's a very competitive thing to get into. It's almost like trying to get into a driver's seat.
It's right. It's true.
Just about.
I think the name would definitely help, and I feel like that my knowledge, I've gained a lot of knowledge since I started spotting, and who knows? That may be something I'll look at in the future. I definitely don't want to be a spotter the rest of my life. I mean, nothing against being a spotter. I just want to keep improving my quality of life, and I feel like that means that I need a better job than being a spotter.
Now, with you taking care of your dad's PR appearances and everything else like that, we need to get with you to get him on here one night.
Yeah, I will definitely work on that. I don't think that'll be a problem at all. He's done some shows. Now, I do know that ESPN approves all of the radio shows that he does, and all of the TV shows. Like if he goes on a morning TV show or something like that, we have to get it approved. But we definitely need to try to get that done, and maybe we can get it done within the next couple of weeks and have him on your show.
Well, okay, they're asking for your dad. This is Matt. I'm asking, do you think we could get your grandpa on here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he would come on next week. I mean, it's just a matter of me calling him and giving him the information to call into you, and he has some great stories, so I think you do need to.
Absolutely.
He's one of those we probably would set aside the whole hour and a half of showtime just to have fun with.
And talk about everything.
Yeah, then you'll get his head really big again.
Yeah, exactly.
He could talk the entire hour, I'm telling you.
We
Yeah.
ain't scared.
We'll do it. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
3 hours is not
Yeah.
even beyond. We've done that before.
We've had Leonard Wood on and
Yeah.
Glenn, and everybody's been on. So
Jason, I
absolutely.
know you got your boy to take care of. I know you said you just fed him some pizza here, so we're going to let you go. But let's get with you here soon. Hope to see you at Richmond too, by the way.
Right.
I'll be there sometime tomorrow night. So send me a text message and we'll meet up.
You got it, and have a safe trip up here. All right.
All right, take care. Thanks.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Jason.
you. Thanks, Jason.
Jason Jarrett. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's a good. He's a good person.
And we got a good buddy on here. I hope he's on there. Did we lose him?
There we go.
Thomas, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thomas Stinson, 3rd place. I think you led the most laps at Langley Speedway this weekend.
Yeah.
And you guys only had 13 cars there, but that was one of the wildest races I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put a little preparation in that race just for Langley Speedway. You know, we messed the motor up, set out of a few races. The guys worked real hard to get the motor together just so we could run Langley. You know, being a hometown track, we wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for our benefit too, but for the track's benefit, it's helped us so much and helped push the modifieds. You know, you can't say enough for Bill for promoting these modifieds like he does. And you know, it's just that we made a special effort to try to get there for the fans and all. And just luckily that things turned out like it did, and we put on a good show and we had a good run. I couldn't ask for nothing really better, and unless we won the race, that was it.
Mm.
And the car was, you know, I said, and I watched you the whole race, and I think everybody watched you the whole race.
Mm-hmm.
And you were running on top, you were running on the bottom, but you know, and it was you and Andy Seiss, and I think Tim Brown was up there with you for a while, and the Myers brothers. You guys were just wheel to wheel, and I mean literally wheel to wheel, weren't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, if anyone goes and watches these races, that's how it is. I mean, tire smoke come off these wheels. They rub tires. I mean, they bump tires at times, and it cuts the guy's tire down. They have a flat, but I'm like, it's as tight as racing as it can get, you know. And it's just like, I could not believe, you know, the other night that we went tight. Everybody's car, and I'm talking
Right.
everybody, always gets loose. And we set that thing up to where we thought we'd get loose near the end. And when, you know, we had to push it harder at the end, we got tight. And I just couldn't believe we got tight and lost it with a tight race car.
Mm.
I'll tell you what, when you guys took off, y'all were so close together for so many laps at the beginning. It was just wild to watch. You know, nobody looked like they really had any advantage until probably, I'd say, around lap 100, and the top three, you guys started to pull.
Yeah, I think what happens is when we take off, nobody wants to set the pace. You know, it's hard to really jump out there and set the pace. I guess the only reason I did it, I really wanted to hang back. That was my strategy. I told everybody that I was going to hang back, let the guys run, and try to stay out of trouble. But I guess, you know, since I qualified halfway decent up to fourth, running up front with them, and I was like, well, if I take the lead, then I can stay out of trouble. So I felt like maybe I'll do that. And I ran the car to where I thought was comfortable. I wasn't burning my tires up. My guys was on me the whole night. Save your tires, you know, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm rolling in the corners, not hard on the brake, really.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm easy on the gas. I said, I'm good. I mean, they continuously told me, save your tires. But I knew I was good, so I was trying to set the pace for everybody to follow. And I really got to the point, I thought, well, we're getting near the end of this thing. I might have it. And they said someone was putting some pressure on me. I started picking it up, and when I started picking it up, I felt it getting tight, and I was like, oh my gosh, I won't be able to hold on to this. I kind of knew it. It won't no sense in trying to hold Andy Seiss off, you know.
Sure.
They got in them cars, and the way they run them, it's just almost impossible. But we were doing the best we could do with what we had.
I mean, yeah, what else can you do? I mean, but, and that's another thing. You brought up Andy Seiss and the Myers brothers. Y'all got to, and I don't think a lot of people realize, these cars they can flip pretty darn easy, can't they?
Oh, yeah, they've done it. I mean,
and yeah, they've done it quite a bit. But you guys are running so close together. There's a lot of respect between y'all out there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, you definitely got to trust the one you're beside. And like a lot of these guys out there, might have somebody sometimes do something dumb, just not thinking at the that time. But most of the guys out there are, real good to race with. They're smart, they're good drivers. They know what can happen. I mean, you can just look at Bowman Gray, and that's a little small quarter-mile track, and you cars go over the guardrails, and that's
right.
Average speed. They're not running that fast out there. But, you get these cars like, we're supposed to go to Thompson this weekend. That's over a half-mile racetrack. Cars get up to speed where some of them has gotten airborne. Nothing around them. They've been airborne, and I believe some of them slipped out there.
Yeah. Well, every driver I talk to, and I talked to LW and the Myers brothers and you, and then there was another one out there we talked with, but they all loved Langley Speedway. I never heard anybody say a bad thing about the racetrack.
Right.
Is that pretty much the feeling that you were getting from everybody?
Yeah, I got that feeling from everybody, but L.W. Miller. Not L.W. Miller. Yes, it was L.W. I talked to him about it. He just cannot figure out Langley Speedway.
That's why. Well, he liked the track, but he said that's what he hated about it. He just couldn't figure it out.
Did everybody out here out there said it's a nice facility, and which we knew that, And they just a couple of them had a little problem trying to figure it out. But I was so excited to get there because I wanted to run there last year, but because of rule changes, we had a thing in the rear where we ran before, and the rules were, it was legal. Then when we come to Langley, it wasn't legal. We didn't get to run, and I was so disappointed. So, when we got to run this time, and we went out and practiced, we were fairly fast on the speed chart. We were like second for a while, then we went to fourth. We had on old tires. A lot of them guys put on new tires. And I told my guys then, I was like, we're not going to be that bad. I felt like we could be qualify middle of the pack and run up in top 5. But everything worked out for the best for us, and we had a really good run. But I can't say enough for Langley, having these modifieds up there. And I talked to Bill, the owner of the racetrack, and I was like, see if he could get them for more dates. And I think he said that he talked to him and trying to talk to him to get them another date, next year or something.
Yeah, and that would be great because they do. They run awesome down there, and what else can you say about them?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and we showed it's 3 wide racing. We went 3 wide. There was plenty of room in the corners. It was as good as track, really, as any of the races that I went to. I've been to Caraway. I've been to, we're going to Tri-County. I've been to Ace. I've been to Hickory. Been to Charlotte. Langley was just as smooth, nice facility as all of them. I'm already can't wait to come back next year.
Well, I think the whole series is ready to come back next year.
Had a great crowd,
and I keep hearing some stuff like what you just talking about. So I think there's a good possibility we might see some more modifieds out there.
Yeah.
But the whole weekend, even the regular modifieds, was a good race too.
Yeah, it was. Thing about them, I think they're getting carried away a little bit with their rules in the body. I just wish that they were going to crack down real quick before it gets carried away. You got carried away on the Rolling Thunder Tour before, and we quit running because they went to the aftermarket spindles and A-arms and all kinds of stuff, and it just got out of hand. It gets really expensive. And, now they got the rule where them cars, and we're talking about like, Joe Scarborough, Shawn Balluzzo, all them cars, they're making them where they can get wider, and that's more expensive. The bodies are getting carried away.
Yeah.
Have you seen this weekend? I think if they go back to like our 4 car, it's still legal like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Same rules that they had when they had a body rule. If they would go back to that and not let them get carried away, you've seen the car count. It's coming up, and it can get a whole lot better. Go back to the way it was.
Yeah, I was talking with a couple of guys out there about it, and 5 rules would take care of all this nonsense that's going on with the body rules. And Terry, I'll tell you
Right.
about it. That they were showing up with wings and side panels,
Right,
and
right.
it was pretty wild, wasn't it, Thomas?
Yeah, because I made the statement to Brett Hamilton. I said, you know, if they're going to let him do that, I know Brett had a World of Outlaw wing. I said, we will put that on the top of my car, and I will come out there. And if it ain't got a rule, so be it. That's what it is.
Yeah, because he put side panels on one, and I won't
Right.
mention no names, but and I asked him about it, and I says, why didn't you use Lexan and build that thing 4 foot tall? And he says, I didn't have enough Lexan to do it, or he would have done it.
Absolutely.
What he told me, and I will say his name because I respect him for it. Chris Johnson. You know, I respect what he did and why he did it.
Yep.
You know, and it's the exact reason. Make them look at it and bring the rules back. And it seemed like it might have worked. I think they're going to look at the rule on the body. So, hey, I give Chris Johnson, hats off to him.
And I do too. And I was just trying to be respectful. And you're right. It brought it to attention.
It did. And like I say, they wanted to keep the cost down and stuff. And, you know, that's the way to do it. Go back to the same old body rules, same old stock front end,
Yep.
the arms and stuff like that. And, leave it up to the drivers and the chiefs and the way they set the cars up and stuff like that. They don't have to set them things up to make them that much fast. Just leave it up to the crew chiefs, the way they set his handling, and the drivers, and they have a whole lot better field of cars and much better racing.
Exactly. I agree with you 110%. And they need to. In one way, shape, or form, they need to get a hold of it.
Yeah, because they got to understand, if nobody's pushed these modifieds, like Bill had.
Yep.
And for him to be doing what he's doing for these modifieds, and like I'm talking about BCC Food sponsoring them, back then, and getting the NASCAR Wheeling Southern modifieds there to track, he needs to put in proportion and have the car count, put on a good show for Bill, keeping that track going like it's going. Right now, Langley Speedway is about the best thing going around, as far as I know, around Virginia.
Right.
In the Virginia area.
Right, and if they keep it going like it's going, we'll come back. We're coming back. We're going to run some more races. That big race they got coming up, they're talking about so much to win. They get that body rule back. They get them rules back like they were. I'm going to come up here and run for the big money thing. But if they're going to let them have them little spoilers and the wings and the on the bodies, what can, are we supposed to have to not race in a year and compete with them?
Well, come on, Tom. You're supposed to guess when they're going to change everything on you. You know how that can be.
Yeah. Well, we like to come on back and try to run that race for them. Even if we don't win it, we'll try to put on a show for the fans. But that's pretty much what I'll be there for. I'm not in it for the point. I'm in it either win the race or put on a show.
Absolutely.
Well, you're going to do both. You're going to do everything you can to do both.
Oh yeah. I hope the fans enjoyed the NASCAR Wheeling race because I'm telling you what, I did everything I could possibly do to make that thing exciting, and to make a good showing. And what made me feel most of all during that whole night, I'll tell you, into, like I say, a lot of these racetracks, we've done a lot of autograph sessions, done interviews on TV and radio and all like that. But what made me feel the best is when I came to Langley. And as far as I'm concerned, that was my home track. Mm-hmm. They called Burt Myers. Him and Jason Myers are two of the most popular drivers there's out there. And they got applauded like they did. And it felt good. Mm-hmm. They called my name, and I walked up there, and it was just as loud, or if not louder, than theirs.
It was louder.
That was all because of, love me or hate me, I've been booed out there, and I've been applauded. But I'm telling you what, they made some noise. And they made me feel better than anybody out there that night.
Well, you know what? It didn't matter whether they were a fan of Thomas Stinson or whether they booed you. Everybody at that place, and I'm talking everybody, wanted to see you win that race.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate their support. Like I say, whether they're a fan or not a fan, I was glad they was there. I'm glad we had the run we did.
And, will the modifieds be back at Langley Speedway? You damn right, because you guys put on one hell of a show every time you come out there.
Well, I know I can't wait. I know time flies. The older you get, the faster it comes. But I'm telling you what, I can't wait till next year. I'm like Ben Brown. You know, he won the year before last, and not Ben Brown, Tim Brown. And but I know he was excited to come back, but he didn't run as good. But when we come back, we're gonna run. I'm telling you, we're gonna do what we can to put on another good show.
Oh, there's no argument, and there's no argument about that. You know, you're a force to be reckoned with when you show up out at Langley.
Well, we've got a lot of respect from them guys. They know what we've got. They've seen it. They've come looked at it. You know, they've almost got down, crawled underneath, and looked at it.
Still didn't help.
Heck, I can't say enough for the guys. You know, that have treated us like they've treated us. You know.
What I thought was so funny, and I had the opportunity to sit there and watch you during when they were going over your car, and you were joking with everybody, and you said they were looking for traction control, and you showed them your right foot and said, "There's my traction control."
Yeah. But I tell you what, they do a good job on that traction control. They hunt for that. They check them rears. They check the transmissions. They go in the MSD boxes. I think NASCAR does a good job with them, and it's so fair to everybody out there. They don't cut nobody no slack. It's just like us with that piece in their rear. You know, that was just because it was a last year rule, and we didn't run that year. You know.
Yeah.
It's not that we were trying to cheat or anything and get away with it.
Right.
And like I say, they would not let us run whatsoever. People done everything. Bill done stuff for us. You know, they called NASCAR. They tried to do all kinds of stuff for us to get us to run. We offered to start in the back. We offered them not even to pay us. No, they wouldn't even not let us run because they are fair to everybody.
And I, you know what? I was talking to Sherry when that was all going on last year, and they all felt bad. But that was the rule, and they stuck to it. So
that's really why we like this NASCAR wheeling thing. You know, they're so fair, and they got rules, and their rules are so precise that they're getting around it.
Yep. So, I can't believe you do this to me every single time.
Hello, Thomas.
What's that?
Congratulations on your run. I told you we were all proud of you running that well, and I meant it.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, I really do.
I came over and talked to you. I thought you did a great job. You made all us lowly, regular, modified drivers proud.
Well, I believe that because I told everybody. I said, you know, Shawn Balluzzo even come up to me and shook my hand, told us we did it.
Hey, Tom, you know who's talking to you, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, I guess if Shawn come up to us and told us we did a pretty good job, I said, I guess we didn't do too bad.
Absolutely.
You did great. You really did good. We were all excited. We were all rooting for you. Everybody was cheering for you. We wanted to see you do it.
Well, I wanted too bad. I feel like I let them down a little bit, but I feel like we put on a darn good show.
You did. Excellent show. Excellent.
You didn't let anybody down. Period.
No, it was great.
Yeah, it was an excellent show. Excellent show.
Is Alan on the other line?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you here? Alan, I'm sorry. I knew you were there. We're talking to Thomas Stinson. He just ran a modified race, and we've got Alan. I say it wrong every time. Meudt. From Wiley X. And I'm going to introduce you because this is a man you need to get Wiley X on for this modified.
Okay, well, heck, you got to give me the information, and we'll get it passed on to the powers that be.
We're going to get it passed on. Thomas ran third at Langley, led the most laps, right, Thomas?
Yeah, we got the bonus points for leading the lap and leading the most laps. And possibility Thompson Speedway this weekend, right? Possibility. Well, we are loaded up, and we are definitely ready to go. I'm just waiting on a okay from my boss. You know, with the economy it is, the way the work is. We've got jobs coming up that we've got to move and get on and be on, and just so happens my line of work and what I do, I'm the only one that can do it. And if I leave, he has nobody that can do it. So he really needs me, he said, but he said he's going to let me know tomorrow or Friday morning whether I can leave and go to Connecticut.
Well, just in case you can't.
Exactly.
We probably got a couple of volunteers, maybe even 3.
Right.
No, that ain't even going to happen because I know them boys. They ain't going to let him run. Thomas drives that car.
Oh, no.
Period. I know you are, but anyway, Thomas, let me let you get out of here, and we're going to talk to Alan here for a little bit. And I know you got a couple of sponsors. Let's give them a little bit of plug, Thomas.
Yeah, I would really like to thank Anthony Hoffman and his wife Michelle from M&M Custom Painting, Brian Cawardens, and New Image Cleaning, Crystal and Forrest Seeley. They're the ones that helped give me the Langley and put the money up for do our thing there. And the last thing is fans that were there. Like I said, whether they were forced or not forced, I just appreciate them hollering and rooting for us. It really made us feel good.
And listen, we are very proud of you, and we're going to get you back on here. I hope you get to go to Thompson this weekend. If you do, give me a shout and let me know you're going.
All right.
All right, man. Thomas, we'll talk to you later.
All right, everybody take care.
All right, you too.
See ya.
Okay.
You're good. He's yeah.
Hold on. Still there, Alan?
You killed him.
You killed Alan.
Alan, you still there, Alan?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, man. Alan
Reprieve.
from Wiley X. How's things been going, man?
Been going crazy. I tell you, we added some non-NASCAR events to our schedule, and heck, I thought I was busy last year. It's been crazy this year.
I wanted to say something real quick before we got really going with him. I thought that was neat. I'm sitting here posting on Facebook about the show, and Shawn Balluzzo, one of the drivers that's raced against Tom Stinson quite a bit, was driving by and got it on his phone, and all of a sudden he says, "Oh, they want me to stop by?" So he pulls in the driveway, comes inside, and comes on the show for a few moments. That's cool. That's weird.
That's Shawn. That's all I got to say about that.
More and more popular. I mean, you're not going to be able to hold it back soon, man.
That's
right.
what we're working on.
That's right.
So how have things been going, man? You said you've added some more. You're doing the fishing and some hunting and all that. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
We went out to Wisconsin. There's a big air show in Wisconsin that we did. We had a couple motorcycle rallies. We did Sturgis and Laconia, and looking to add a few more for next year. So we kind of add all that into the mix of all the NASCAR tracks, and it keeps us running. I mean, we're going to have to expand hopefully to maybe 2 full-time units next year.
Great.
Cover all the events and start going to some of these other, not just the Sprint Cup and the Nationwide, but getting down to some of the other series as well, because there's tons of fans out there, and we know how much they love every level of NASCAR.
And I'm your biggest supporter. I'm one of your biggest fans. I've got 2 pairs of Wiley X. They are awesome. And why people are not buying these, I haven't a clue, but it's one of the best products I have seen in a long time. And I'm not just bragging because of you, Alan. I mean, it's the truth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of getting them in to have them try on the glasses. It's, we talk about it, and it's funny. People come in, I hear y'all talking about it. I hear the ads. Sure, they really can't be that great, and they just kind of start down talking it, and we don't even say a word. We just hand them a pair of glasses, and they put it on, and they just stop talking. They'll look at this and just go, "Wow, all right, I'll take these."
Absolutely.
They're not even asking the price, and it's a reasonable price too for the quality that you're getting.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's kind of a grassroots thing. We started 3.5 years ago at the NASCAR tracks. A couple of the drivers were wearing them. Now we're up to, I'd say, about 13 or 14 of the Cup guys are wearing them. We got 4 of the guys in the chase: Edwards, Kenseth, Harvick, and Hamlin. They're all wearing Wiley X's. Have been wearing them for a few years now.
We'll wear them for sure.
I'm wearing mine.
Well, I appreciate it. I see you guys wearing them all the time, and it's amazing the amount of glasses we see fans wearing. As we're standing there at the track, and everybody's always giving us a thumbs up, and they love the customer service. Every once in a while there are issues, as with any product, and they always come by, and we either take care of them or they're telling us how great the customer service was, the follow-up after the fact, after we leave. So it's a wonderful company to represent. It's a wonderful product. As we said before, Wiley is one of the suppliers to our active duty military, and we supply the ballistic eyewear. So we're out there protecting our men and women that are overseas, from all the stuff happening he's protecting their eyes,
Right.
And it's amazing lens. You just got to come by and take a look. We actually have some that we've shot that we bring around to the track as well to show people, just to kind of give them an idea of how safe and how great these glasses really are.
You'll have to. If we come up, I'm gonna come up this weekend. You're gonna be at Richmond, right?
Yeah, we're heading out tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's going to cooperate and set up, but yeah, we'll be open Friday and Saturday. So yeah, when you guys come by, also, I figured y'all would be out there, so I've got those glasses for you for your charity deal as well.
Great.
For Roger, yeah. There you go.
You're gonna have to pick them up.
Yeah, just remind
We'll
me
be
when
back.
you try and pick them up. If that would work for you.
Cool. That'll be great. One of us will be there to pick them up.
Yeah, one of us. I'll definitely come by and say hi. And I got to meet your other guys up at Kansas, and great people. I think it was Mike who was up there.
Yeah, and then we also have Jeff and Donna.
Yeah.
For the couple that are driving around most of the stuff.
So, and what else is now? We're doing fishing tournaments too, and what else are we doing now?
We do quite a bit. The Pro Bass, Skeet Reese has his own signature series glasses that we have out at the track, and he's one of the top bass anglers out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to look at more law enforcement type events, SWAT shooting events,
Cool.
type of shows that are out there. Wiley X is really expanding, in the law enforcement area, emergency response, firefighting. So it's really starting to take over. It's just almost overwhelming. We could stay busy every day of the week if we wanted to, covering different events.
Sure.
Now, and I'm going to ask this: where else can you get? Where can a regular Joe go get Wiley X? Where else can we find them?
The easiest thing to do is to go online to WileyX, WILEYX.com, and there's a retail search that you can put your zip code in. And it will also, if you're looking to do prescription, you can do a search on optometrist in your local area with that same search engine.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take you to any retailer within 5 to 10 miles of where you live. You can always buy them online. The two larger chains that carry Wiley X right now are Bass Pro and Gander Mountain. So you can always go by either of those locations to try them on, because sometimes it's hard, when you're just seeing a picture. You can kind of say, yeah, it kind of fits a medium to large head, but by whose definition,
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And when you're spending, $40 to $120 on a pair of glasses, you really want to make sure they fit. I will tell you, we've had a few people go on the website and order them, and for some reason or not, they just didn't fit right. And I tell you, it's just easy as pie, sending them back, taking care of the postage. You can find something else or just refunding your money. So, we're more than happy to work with you online as well. But as far as I'm concerned, heck, we got this traveling mobile marketing unit going out to every NASCAR track. Even if you're not going to attend the race, just come on out and enjoy the festivities.
Absolutely. We need to get you involved with the American Le Mans Series, too. That'd be a good place to get you
Just
involved.
talk about that. We're actually, our parent company is looking at doing something at the Charlotte race coming up. When is that? End of September, isn't it?
The Atlanta race is the end of September, right? The Petit Le Mans, sure.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually looking to do something down there. So let's
We'll look you up.
announce it yet, but definitely stay in touch. And as soon as I get the go ahead, I'll let you know
What's
Great.
going on.
Great.
Cool. Richmond. What are you going to be at the next 10 races after Richmond? Next 9 after Richmond?
We're at every race moving forward.
Moving forward.
Great.
Yeah. 10 after Richmond.
Richmond's the last non-chase.
Non-chase. That's right.
You got it now. You sure now?
Yeah, I got it.
It's
I
a
got
long
it.
day for you.
Oh, it's been one of them days. Let me tell you.
Was sweating out that Atlanta race, trying to get that window where the weather would be.
Oh, yes.
They're saying we're staying here till Friday if we have to get this race.
Did you stay until Tuesday?
No, we didn't. They very few of I think the top 7 souvenir haulers stayed. We had to get back and get our inventory ready and get everything, all set up to come out to Richmond. So unfortunately, if it would have been just delayed one day, we wouldn't have had a problem. We would have stayed. But
being that they pushed it till Tuesday with not quite sure. We just made the call to come back. So we still saw quite a few fans. Obviously the weather kept quite a few at home as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So, are we going to see Wiley X on a car again? I mean, earlier this year we had Matt Kenseth winning with Wiley X on it. Are we getting back on a car this year?
I tell you what, we're spoiled now, right?
Yeah.
I know.
We get on 2 races and we win the second one. All I can say to that is you never know.
Okay.
And to keep watching. I do know the diecast will be out the end of this month, so it'll be out and available on the souvenir hauler. So be watching for that. When it comes out, I'll give you all a heads up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let us know. So
I think they're doing 2 versions. I think they're doing the win version and then the regular.
the regular version.
Great.
All right. Well, listen, Alan, go ahead. Were you guys? And we're going to bring that up and let's talk about that. Carrot Tree
Kitchens doing a charity event there on September 24th to help the Bridges to Prosperity. This is a charity company that goes out and builds or gives the people the ability to build bridges between different masses, whether it's across mountains, whether it's putting in bridges across water, some way to allow people to travel easier in different third world countries.
Absolutely.
So this is a charity event.
Right, and Alan and his guys, they sent us up some stuff already. Like he said, he's got some glasses that we're also going to be putting on the auction site. It's bid4ctk.com, bid4ctk.com, and you can go in there, register, and bid on different items. If you're local to the area, we've got race tickets, and this is something they weren't ready for. I says, well, hold on, let me get some stuff from NASCAR people. You can get more people into it, and we've got a rather decent response from people that are in the racing community.
NASCAR community. They're usually pretty good. And Alan, I want to thank you for digging in for that.
No problem. Always willing to support you guys.
Yeah, I've already got some comments because I let the cat out of the bag that you said something about possibly sending some glasses, and I told that to a few people, and when they saw some of the stuff pop up, they were saying, "Where's the sunglasses?"
We're just kind of teasing you a little bit,
Right.
with
There
that.
you go.
Give them that tease and get them their mouth all watering and
Get them worked up and tell them to loosen those wallets up when the glasses get posted on there.
There you go. I've still got the pair I got from you 2 years ago that I wear daily, and they are still awesome. And I just wipe them off and go to town, and they've had everything on it. I mean, literally everything.
I got to work on my guy who was supposed to be stealing them from you after 2 years. So you have to come back and get another pair. So he's
Okay.
I got a pair this year.
Oh, okay.
But no, we can talk a trade here this weekend.
Well, I tell you what, we got some. I think you should hold off. We got a bunch of new styles coming out for next year that are looking
Wow.
really cool. So
I can't remember the name of this one, but I got the Black Ops in Kansas, and I love them. Man, let me tell you, it's like you don't even have them on you.
yeah, those have been real popular. We have 5 or 6 styles with the Black Ops. It's the flat black with the more subdued black black logo on it. They're very cool. Been very popular this year.
Air Rage.
Air Rage, yeah.
Yeah, that's what these are. These are 2 years old, and man, I want to tell you what, I can't ask for a better sunglasses. I really can't.
Well, we appreciate it. Appreciate your all support.
So, Alan, let's get out of here. We're going to get out of here early. Doc's got a long day tomorrow, so I'm really going to trying to get him out of here early.
All right. Well, y'all have fun, and I'll see you at the track. Friday, I'll be out at the main display right there by the flagpole on Cup Day. Depending on the weather, I might be on the backside working a smaller display just so we can get exposure to a different crowd as well.
On the backside, as you mean the back pit entrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've got like 2 or 3. They usually set up 2 or 3 souvenir haulers back there just for a Cup Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure we go to both places, and I'll make sure we find you.
Okay. Sounds good, guys.
All right, Alan. Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's get on out of here. You got to tell me, you're not going to the race?
Well, with everything getting screwed up at Robert's place, we didn't manage to get in on time for the regular one, and that was because I couldn't get everybody to get me called back with their information. So by the time I got everybody's information, it was too late. And then I told Robert that Tim said that we could be able to get in on his personal list, but I was talking to him today, and we were too late for that.
Okay.
And of course, with the other stuff he had, he wasn't. I said, no problem.
Well, I haven't heard, but he had said that he was going to take care of me, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
So.
Absolutely.
But anyway, let's get the hell out of here.
You got
I'd like
it.
to thank everybody for watching Let's Talk Racing. We didn't even do our thank yous from our friends either.
You didn't do it. That's your job, not ours.
Well, we'll do that real quick then.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety, where Butler builds seats, bell helmets, hooker harness seatbelts, number 94 at South Boston Speedway. Be sure to listen to Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, drive the 42 car. I want to thank Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Can we do that?
Sure. Catch a flying bird coming through there.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Oh. Robert?
No, I was waiting. There
Once
we go.
again,
Steve.
I'd like to thank everybody for watching Let's Talk Racing. See you next week. See ya. Oh, you didn't have it on?
Ciao.
No, it was on.
That's okay. Okay.
I just shut it off.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.